think it's a combination. We had great looks. I think Kai goes 0 for 7 or 0 for 8. He had great looks. They just didn't go down. Defensively, they got some offensive rebounds that we didn't come up with. And so, we have to be better. But, we put ourselves on the road against a very talented team to win. And we just, 12 points in the fourth is not going to help the cause. And so we got to just be better on the offensive end. Yeah, you look at the rebounding. I thought we did a pretty good job for the most part until they put in a small group and they, just drove the ball. And on the misses, we just couldn't come up with the rebounds. So we have to be better at that. But on the last game of the road trip, to put yourself in that position, and we just couldn't score. And you got to give them credit, but also we had great looks. So if we had that opportunity again, we feel that we're comfortable that we could have got that win if those shots present themselves. Yeah, anytime you put yourself when you have the lead and you're on the road, we just, misfired on offense. We had some mismatches that we didn't take advantage of. So when we go back and look at this for everyone, we're going to see it and we're going to get better from it.
When so many shots aren't falling in the fourth quarter, is there almost, I don't want to say a spiral effect, but it just kind of starts to mount and you feel it in that sense? Is that something that can happen or did happen? Yeah,
I think, when we're down 3, we got some great looks. Kai got some great looks. Reggie got some great looks. They just didn't go down for us tonight. And when you look at those looks, we would take those. But the right guy had the ball, and he made plays just like he has with us. And we just didn't capitalize. But we'll learn from this. We'll get better. But there was a lot of positive things when you talk about Frank coming off the bench, Hardy coming off the bench. Those guys gave us a spark and kept us in the game or helped us get the lead.
And speaking of Jaden Hardy, he didn't close the game, but had 20 in the fourth quarter. The offense struggled. What was the thought with the lineup to close the game? What was your preference in terms of choosing the personnel?
Yeah, looking at Hardy, he stepped on someone's foot when he was backtracking. So I felt, and the rest of the coaching staff looked at going with some experience once we thought he was hurt. And so looking at that group that pretty much finished in L.A., and so just understanding that group has been successful, have gotten great looks. Tonight they just didn't go down for us. But Hardy was good to start that fourth. He was, I think, the only one who probably did score. But when he was backtracking, he stepped on someone's ankle. So not just to leave him on the offensive end, but he has to participate on the defensive end too. So we felt we just needed someone who was healthy at that time.
When a team like the Grizzlies kind of make a run, as they did, I think in the third quarter, what are the challenges of determining calling a timeout or saving them for later in the game?
Yeah, looking at the timeout situation, we burned 2 of them when they made their run there. And so the third, we feel that the game is under control. We've talked about trust between player and coach. Players feel that, when you take a timeout, you kind of send the message that you don't trust them. So we've talked about this for the last 2 years, and I trust that group out there that they're going to stop the run by getting a score, by getting to the free throw line, or by getting a stop. And just understanding that's the way we work. I trust those guys out there that they're going to do the right thing, believing offense can stop a run, trusting Kai and those guys, and they've done it before. So to take a timeout in a third, sometimes it could be a little early to do that.
Speaking of stepping on your feet, did you notice any rollover from Kyrie rolling from Kyrie getting his foot stepped on in the third quarter?
Yeah, sometimes when that happens, if you leave someone out long enough, that it can tighten up on them. And so I brought him back at the end of the third. But knowing him, he's not going to use that as an excuse. It happens. It's just part of the game, unfortunately, that he stepped on someone's foot. it's just, unfortunate at the time because we were going good. And then when he left the game, I thought the younger guys did a good job of understanding they were just in this situation before, and I thought they did a good job of handling it.
The Grizzlies are pretty aggressive with ball pressure, especially on Kyrie with Dylan Brooks, like in the first half.
Yeah.
He still scored 20 points. What did you see that he did to effectively kind of counter that?
Well, he's a master at manipulating the defense of no matter how you guard him, being able to set screens, being able to play out of the DHO. Also, he's about setting screens for his teammates to be able to score, and that's just the nature of his basketball IQ. He understands that he doesn't have to score every time. He can use his teammates, and he's one of the best in the league of being able to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
Was it more their defense or more your offense?
I think our set defense was pretty great. I think we just allowed a lot of offensive rebounds, and then our offense got stagnant. But the shots that Kyrie got at the rim, we're going to live with those shots. So I feel like we all got good shots. Reggie had a good open look in the corner three. They just didn't go in. We just weren't finishing out plays.
You ever seen anything like that? You only had 3 field goals in the fourth quarter, and Jaden Harden had all 3 of them. Everybody else went over 16.
Nah. But it's basketball. Anything can happen in this game. So you just got to be prepared and try and be better next game.
At this point in the season with 10 games left, how much do you personally pay attention to the standings and how close things are in the West right now?
Me personally, I've been looking at it, so I've been having an emphasis to just trying to get above 500. I think we're 36 and 36 right now. So everybody in the West is close. I think 4 through 11 is pretty close. So we're just trying to get home court advantage. I know that's what we want, and we need these games coming up.
And knowing that you guys could see these guys down the line again, What do you think after facing them 3 times in 10 days about just the chippiness and the edge, and specifically the way Dylan Brooks plays you guys?
Yeah, for sure. Things definitely got chippy. Those guys, love to talk. I think we just, we went up 16. We should have just stay poised throughout that and hold the lead. But like I said, things happen in basketball. We look at it and we try and get better. And try and wait, Luka to get back, and hopefully Kyrie's ankle is okay. I don't know the logistics on that, but we're gonna need those guys coming down this stretch.
What did you see from Jaden Hardy overall? We highlighted his performance, but what did you see from him handling the larger responsibility with Luka out tonight?
I mean, he's always ready. If you ever really watch him play, he goes games without playing, and then he comes in and he just goes on a scoring outburst. So I think says he had 18 minutes and 20 points is great, especially coming from a rookie. Down the stretch, we're going to need him just like we're going to need everybody else to step up.
Kyrie Irving had 20 points in the first half, and they were picking him up full court with Dylan Brooks. What did you see from him in countering the ball pressure that Memphis was providing?
Kyrie, he's an unselfish superstar. He lets the game come to him. He's been setting a lot of screens for me to get a switch and for me to get the mismatch, or he would have a big on him for him to get the mismatch. And we kind of went back and forth and tried to figure that out. Like I said, in the fourth quarter, we're going to need him. We're going to trust him to take those shots and shoot those shots. I think, his ankle was bothering him a little bit down the stretch. But I believe, over time, he's going to make those shots in the fourth quarter. I think he leads the league in the fourth quarter points anyway, I'm pretty sure.
How do you bounce back at home against a Golden State team that's having their own troubles playing on the road?
Hopefully they have troubles playing us on the road. So hopefully, we don't be the ones that turn that leaf around. So we'll just stay focused, try and come back and practice tomorrow, watch film, talk to each other, and just stay together, stay poised.
Well, it's a nice game. What kind of impact do they have on the boys as far as second chance points? I
think that was really the game for us. Their guards are coming in for rebounds. They were really not really getting back. They were sending 5 people to the glass, and it hurt us a little bit down the stretch, and we just got to be better in that area.